Yo, what's up, guys? BeatsbyHcien, yeah, in case this is your first time. And yeah, first of all, I just want to say thanks for 7,000 subscribers. We're already on 7,000, and my goal this year is to get to 10,000. Let's see if we can do it. So if you watch this video and you ain't subscribed yet, please subscribe. So with that being said, I'm going to be telling you guys 7 mistakes that we do that makes our mixing to still sound amateur. So the first one I'm going to be telling you guys is over compressing everything, man. Let your beat breathe, stop suffocating it. You get? So yeah, you want to make sure you're not adding too much compression on everything. You just drop your kick, you add a compression, and at the end of the day you just realize that everything sounds so low and so overly compressed. So you want to make sure when you are making your beats, you don't just compress just because you are compressing. Do you get? And when you are compressing, you should know what you are doing. You should know your threshold, you should know the ratio, you should know. Do you know that if you want a video for compressor, a special compressor video, let me know in the comment section, because I feel that's one thing that we do today, that when we listen to our songs, or when I listen to some songs that are being sent to me, I just realize it's so overly compressed. So because if you over compress the whole song, it's going to feel so flat and lifeless. So you want to make sure you are adding compressor based on what you need, and if it's needed, don't just add a compressor on any track because you just have to even every track. Okay, so yeah, there are some things that you can adjust with your volume or adjust with the dynamic range of the wave without having to like overly compress. So the next mistake that I see most of us doing is drowning the whole mix with reverb, especially the vocals. I realize most times when I listen to some songs for feedback, the reverb that they put in the vocal is too much, to the point where you can't even really hear the song, like you are overwashing the whole mix. Even they add reverb to the keys, and that can drown and ruin your mix. So you want to make sure you're adding your reverb based on the timing. There are some specific 1/4, 1/2, 1/4. So you want to add it based on timing. You want to make sure you're dialing the mix. And there's a difference between adding your reverb to a send and adding your reverb to the main insert itself. So if you want to have this feeling, the quick difference in the layman term is when you put the reverb in your send, no matter how you increase it, it cannot really outpower the vocal. It can just balance it, but it will still be too much. Do you get? But when you put it in your insert, then you increase the reverb mix, it can overpower you. So there are some effect, maybe like you want to get this overly washed out reverb sound, you can put it in your insert so you can get that effect. Maybe I'll also make a video on reverb. If you guys need a video for delay and reverb, let me know. But yeah, stop overly putting reverb in everything and drowning the whole mix, please. That's ruining your mix. So you want to take notes of that. There's a reverb calculator. I think I'll get down, put that in my Telegram channel. So if you're not joining my Telegram channel, make sure you click the link in the description, and I'll probably put a reverb calculator for you guys, so you can just use it with your BPM and get the right mix for your reverb every time. The next one I'm going to be telling you guys is mixing a solo. Are you ever caught yourself in a situation whereby you're maybe mixing a kick and you solo everything and you mix the kick? This happens especially when we are mixing vocals. When we are mixing vocals, we solo the vocals and then we're mixing the vocals on its own. Then when we are done with the vocals, we'll bring back the whole beat and we realize that the vocals is not really suiting, it's not really fitting the whole track. So you want to make sure, as much as you're soloing whatever you're mixing, maybe the vocals, the kick, the snare, you want to make sure that you still put on the overall beat so that you can get an idea and hear what it's sounding like. You want to mix to the song, mix to the beat, and not just focus only on mixing on solo. So you want to make sure when you are mixing, when you're making your EQ decisions, compressor decisions, reverb decisions, delay decisions, you're listening to the overall track while you're doing all this, so you get a better understanding of what they are sounding like in the track, to make sure that they are fitting what you are doing. The next one that we all fall victim to is ignoring low end. We can make a nice beat, a nice song today, and we just notice that the bass and the kick, they are like clashing. So one way that we all know to do that is basically side chaining the kick to the bass, so that you give room. Whenever the kick comes in, the bass ducks. Whenever the kick comes in, the bass ducks. So you give room for the low end. Do you get? And another thing, when we are making beats, when you're playing whatever instrument, play with the mindset of frequency. You get, don't overload the low end of the song with low tone. For instance, a particular 4-bar loop, we have like a bass there, a kick there, a low piano there, a low synth there. You're making the whole low end of the song or the track or the beat, you're making it muddy. So you want to create space. When you're playing like 3 instruments, for instance, you can play one in the 3rd octave, play one in the 4th octave, or select sound based on frequency. So I'll probably show you guys an idea of what I'm saying. So let's say we have this played. So we can drop it down. So we want to pay attention to like this particular one. Now you can see I play it on the E3, the down one. Now to create space for the frequency stuff that I'm talking about, you can just take this and play it at the upper octave. So that way you realize that you'll be able to hear this and you'll be able to hear this at the same time. Then you bring it down. 4, 1, 2. So another way of also doing this is playing the same thing that I played, but picking a sound that is a bit, higher or sounds different from what you're hearing. Yes, this now works. You see, we are playing this now on the same octave with this, but it's not going to be conflicting the whole frequency spectrum of the mix. So you can see with this perfect example, you can clearly hear everything. You can hear what they are sounding like. So you want to make sure when you're making your beat, as much as you're being considerate of your kick and your bass by side chaining, and maybe another method I do it is moving the bass a bit not on the grid, because the kick is on the grid. Then you move the bass a bit, then if you don't want to sidechain, that way the kick still comes in before the bass. So when you're also putting that in consideration, in order to make the low end not too muddy and free, when you're playing your sound, might not necessarily be low end, but just an addition in the frequency, you want to make sure that you're playing with the mindset of making sure that the whole frequency spectrum in general is not muddy, just like what I showed you, playing on different octaves or picking sounds that are not really, fighting space for space with the kick and the bass in terms of the low. So that's where you now want to even do some EQing, cutting the some sounds that are not wanted in the low part, so that the low end of the whole overall beat will not be too muddy, and when you listen to the whole thing, you can't even hear the vocals, you can't even hear whatever you're playing. So you want to take that into consideration. Another mistake that we all do, and sometimes I fall victim to this, is not using reference tracks, guys. Like, why are you not using reference track? I think I made a video recently and I spoke about reference track, guys. Trust me, when you're mixing, you want to make sure you have a reference track, a reference track that is related to the type of song that you are making. So I'm not really going to talk much about this because I already said something about this in the previous video. So you want to make sure you are using track that fits whatever track you're using. Drop them on your door, check the use the span from Bozengo, check the spectrum and figure out how their own frequency is in the overall mix. Use the loud meter or whatever meter you know how to use to see the LUF or what they are doing in the particular professional track, that you try to make yours sound close to it. So yeah, I know even you that you're watching this video, you don't use reference track. Please start using reference track. It's really nice. I fall victim to this sometimes, but it is really advisable to use reference track. Use an already mixed and mastered song that sounds similar to you. Don't just pick up a random song and you drop it in your song. You guy my piano and drop it in a full swing. No, pick a song that sounds just like yours and try to make it try to make your mix sound close to what they are doing. So another thing that we all fall victim to is ignoring gain staging. Gain staging is one of the most important thing in mixing, if not important thing is mixing, because sometimes before you even start mixing, whatever you are doing is already clipping, is already distorting. Then you are mixing and balancing distorted sounds. There are some VST plugins that when you play them already, you have to try to even load the volume from inside the plugin. Sounds like Omnisphere. When you play Omnisphere, try to the master channel, you can reduce it a bit, or if you like on the main waves you can, but personally I feel like from the master knob of Omnisphere, try to reduce it, because I noticed that some of the sounds from the Omnisphere, they are too loud and sometimes can be distorting already without you even knowing. So you want to make sure you are having a clean signal going into your master channel, into your mixing channel before you even start mixing. So you want to make sure you take this into consideration. Gain staging, guys. If you also need gain staging video, more emphasis and more explanation on that, let me know in the comment section. But please try to gain stage. Don't skip it, okay? The final mistake that I'm going to say to you guys, you are putting too much plugin in your mixing channel. You load a good kick, you want to mix it. You load a good snare, you want to mix it. You load a good percussion, you want to mix it. Some of these sounds that you are buying, some of these percussions that you're buying, some of these drum packs that you're buying, they are professionally mixed. That is why you purchase them. They are professionally mixed. You don't have to really kill yourself. All you just have to do is balance volume, and if you feel something is too loose, add some smack attack, cut frequencies if the frequency is not properly cut. That's why you have to invest in pack. Click link in the description and buy my pack. Click. So you have to invest in good packs. Don't go and get packs that I even have nice free good packs. Josh does nice packs. Afrobeat producer, they do nice free packs as well. So you want to go and get these free packs that are already mixed properly, so you don't just drop your kick. Okay, I drop EQ, I drop comp. Why are you dropping those things? You're putting too many plugins in your mix. So sometimes, like me, if you watch my mixing videos, or you can click link this playlist and watch my mixing videos, and you realize that even me, my own mixing, I don't do much. I do my mixing is just so not much, because I know that I took my time. Sound selection, that's another thing. Sound selection, take your time to select kick, take your time to select whatever chord you are playing, because trust me, your sound can make or break your beats. Your sound can make or break the whole song. So you want to make sure you take your time and select all of this stuff, so that by the time you start mixing, you don't have to do too much. You just have to focus only on balancing, so that sometimes you don't over compress, over EQ, and take out the dynamics and uniqueness of this sound. So I think I've said much about that. So please, you want to make sure you don't overly add presets and touching too much things. Light mixing, as long as you have the good sound. Less is more, even when it comes to mixing. Though there's no good or wrong way, but there are some certain things that you can do and you can stop as well. Like this 17 I just told you. So there's some certain things you can do and stop, and trust me, it's going to improve your mix. Yeah, I believe in you. You're going to make some nice sounds. So yeah, if you can fix this 7 mistake, trust me, you're getting closer to sounding professional, if not already sounding professional. So yeah, I just wanted to make this video because I know that many of us fall victim to this. Yes, if you haven't joined my Telegram channel yet, click the link below. I'll try to drop the reverb calculator, or maybe a sheet of the number, so you can just download it, maybe as a PDF. I'll figure it out. But yeah, you want to make sure you join the Telegram group. And yeah, with that being said, I hope you like videos like this. Please, guys, I want you to subscribe so that I can reach my 10,000 goal, and always like and comment on the video, because yeah, it's free, you don't pay for it, but these little things that you do, these are the reason that keeps motivating me to keep making more videos for you guys. My goal at the end of the day is to make you and myself improve and get better every day. With that being said, remember to always stay productive. Peace.